Today, I'm in Norway, a breathtaking land of soaring fjords, raging icy seas, and some of the most unforgiving landscapes on the planet. It's a place that seems to breed a certain kind of person, a person driven by the need to explore, to push boundaries, and to conquer the unknown. From the earliest Viking voyages to modern-day expeditions across the poles, Norway has consistently produced some of the greatest explorers in history. But what is it that makes Norwegians the ultimate explorers? Let's dive in and find out. First up, we have Roald Amundsen, arguably the most famous Norwegian explorer, and for good reason. In 1911, he achieved what many thought impossible, becoming the first person to reach the South Pole, triumphantly beating his British rival, Robert Scott, by a nail-biting month. Talk about chilly competition, but Amundsen didn't stop there. Earlier, in 1906, he was the first to successfully navigate the Northwest Passage, a treacherous Arctic route between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. And if that wasn't enough, in 1926, he took to the skies in an airship, becoming one of the first to fly over the North Pole in such a way, it's safe to say he had a knack for doing what others thought was impossible. What really set Amundsen apart wasn't just his daring spirit, it was his unmatched preparation. Picture this. As other explorers set off with bravado and a puffed chest, Amundsen meticulously crafted a plan. He learned survival techniques from indigenous Arctic peoples, and he focused on efficiency, using lighter sledges and dogs to pull them. His careful planning was the key to his success, and he was a true pioneer in his field. Now, if Amundsen represents the precision of Norwegian exploration, Thor Heyerdahl shows us the sheer audacity of it. In 1947, he set sail on a balsa wood raft named Kon-Tiki, drifting across the Pacific Ocean from Peru to the Polynesian Islands. Talk about a mammoth journey. Why? To prove that ancient civilizations could have made similar voyages, potentially influencing early migrations. It was a journey that took over 100 days and covered nearly 7,000 kilometers. His theories were controversial, but his determination to challenge the accepted understanding of the time made him one of the most famous explorers of the 20th century. Oh, and by the way, Heyerdahl didn't stop there. He also crossed the Atlantic on a papyrus boat to demonstrate that ancient Egyptians might have reached the Americas. Not your typical holiday cruise, that's for sure. But to truly understand Norway's legacy of exploration, we have to go back, way back, to the Vikings. And at the heart of Viking exploration is a man called Leif Erikson.
Erikson, from Greenland.
The year is around 1000 AD, and Leif Erikson has just become the first European to set foot in North America, almost 500 years before Columbus. He sailed from Greenland and reached a place he called Vinland, which you now believe was in modern-day Newfoundland, Canada. The Norse settlement there is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and serves as the earliest evidence of European contact with the Americas. Erikson's voyages opened up a new chapter in Viking expansion, proving just how far the Norse could travel using nothing but their long ships, expert navigational skills, and sheer determination. But it's probably snowing. Fast forward 1,000 years to today, and Norway is still producing trailblazers. Meet Erling Kagge. He's the first person to complete the 3 Poles Challenge, reaching the North Pole, the South Pole, and the summit of Mount Everest. And if that wasn't mad enough, in 1992, he embarked on an audacious quest, skiing solo and unsupported to the South Pole. Can you imagine the isolation, the cold, and the sheer willpower it took, covering more than 1,300 kilometers completely alone? Kagge blends extreme adventure with a deep philosophical approach, even writing a book about the importance of silence in our noisy modern world. He's a perfect example of how Norwegian exploration is still evolving today. Then there's Cecilie Skog, one of Norway's most accomplished modern explorers. She's completed expeditions to both the North and South Pole, summited Mount Everest, and became the first woman to finish the 7 summits, the highest mountains on each continent. In 2010, she also crossed Antarctica without any assistance. Cecilie Skog isn't just an explorer, she's a passionate advocate for our planet. Imagine standing at the top of Mount Everest and realizing you're not just climbing mountains, you're making a statement for our environment. So what is it that makes Norwegians so good at exploring? Is it the rugged terrain of their homeland, where survival often depends on being able to navigate harsh conditions? Is it their Viking ancestry, a culture built on seafaring and expansion? Or is it something deeper, an ingrained curiosity and determination to explore not just the physical world, but the limits of human endurance? Most likely it's a combination of all of these things, and much more. From Leif Erikson crossing the Atlantic in a longship, to Roald Amundsen racing to the South Pole, to Thor Heyerdahl drifting across the Pacific in his wooden raft, and Cecilie Skog pushing the boundaries of modern adventure. Norwegian explorers remind us that exploration isn't just about geography, it's about pushing boundaries and embracing the unknown. So what truly makes Norwegians the ultimate explorers? Perhaps it's this relentless curiosity, the kind that dares us all to ask what's beyond the horizon. Perhaps it's none of these things, but it's the kind of adventure that inspires us to venture beyond our own comfort zones, something we could all learn a thing or two from. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.